people see me? I don't know. Hi, do you see me? Okay, cool. Awesome. Hi, everybody. So I made some changes for people if people are coming in. And I'm going to explain why. So people who are new to me, if this is your first time, you see me, yay. If it's your first time, oh wait, ignore that. I made some changes. Oh, wow, 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 awesome. It does, Citric, you're right. Hello, Spooky Queen. I feel like the chat's moving a little bit quicker, but I made some changes, as you can see here. They know. They know? Jim. Okay, hey, Jim. That I'm doing intuitive readings for $10 and $15 for medium readings. So those of you who are new to me and new to what I do, I'm an intuitive and a medium, and I'll be doing intuitive and medium readings. I'm going to do it this way because last time it was brought to my attention, there were people who would donate $5, $10, and then there's people who are donating like 99 cents or something, and everyone's getting the same reading. It's kind of not fair to everyone, and it's not fair to me as well, because this is what I do professionally, and when I do come on here, I am doing readings for much, different price than my everyday readings. So to make it fair, all across the board for everyone, this is what I'm doing, and it's still a lot less than what I normally charge. So it's to be fair to everyone, including me, because it really is not fair if someone's like, hey, oops, you know what I mean? Like, I think I like, hi Kaylee, thank you. Someone's, it's just like when, once I saw there was like $1 popping up, and then I'm like, okay, someone else did like, a different amount. I'm not like on the street corner asking for tips. Let's put it that way. It's totally understandable. Thank you, Spooky Queen. I appreciate it. I've been reading professionally for 19 years, and this is what I do professionally every day. And when I come on here, it's kind of to give people, it's kind of like I'm trying to get the same experience that when I go to like Mystic Museum, or I've done like a fair or something like Mystic Museum. Hey, Kaylee. And I'm going to put medium reading. So if you donate in the super chat, or even, if you pay on the super chat, or if you pay in my down below in the description, I have my PayPal, my Venmo, my Cash App for everyone. If you do any of those ways, just put in intuitive or medium reading. Anyone who doesn't agree can kick rocks. Thank you, Kelly. It's an energy exchange. We get it, girl. Thank you. Because, it was a little much when I was like, $2, $1, and then someone else, it just isn't balanced. So this kind of is like when I'm doing these lives, I go to Mystic Museum here in LA, and I do these little mini readings there. And obviously I feel like whenever I'm doing something live, it's a little bit different because I'm like driving there and I'm sitting there and taking time out of my day to drive back and forth, pay for gas and stuff. So, I charge a little bit different, but it's still like a decrease in price to my normal readings. But if I'm doing a virtual things, then I think it's just not quite the same, but there still should be something. And this is my way of like, those of you who can't come see me at a place like Mystic Museum, because you're not in the local area, hi TB, which TB does come see me, then you can then you can kind of get like an experience of like that kind of experience, virtual. So to be fair to everyone, to do these mini readings, then, I have the banner here below. $10 for an intuitive reading, $15 for a medium reading. Medium readings are a little more of a specialty, especially the way I do them. So those of you who are not familiar, when you get a medium reading from me, just tell me who you want to speak to. Just for a medium reading, when it's your turn, you're going to say, I would like to speak to this person, not by name, but by your relationship. So my grandmother, my mother's side, my best friend, an ex-lover, whatever. And that's the person I'm going to speak to. So that's how I do it as a medium. I specifically get the person you want to speak to. An intuitive reading, go ahead and just say, I would like an intuitive reading. Can you help me with my work? Can you help me with a relationship? I'm feeling kind of lost. Can you kind of see a little bit into me as a person? That kind of thing. So that's how we're going to do it. And so I hope that makes sense to everyone. All right, so I'll keep track if anyone pays on my apps that I have listed below. I'll see it, and if you are paying on here, this looks like an awesome like cocktail. It is not, I wish. It's water. I couldn't read you guys very well if it was this much of a cocktail, but did I do like a nice job? Look at, does it look appetizing? I like making drinks. Look at that. I used to be in the coffee business. Look, I got a little maraschino cherry action, a little mint action, and lemon action. It makes that, because I drink a lot of water during the day. And I know I usually have mugs, but when you're having like what, like, it's fun. We can like pretend, guys. Cheers. Let's pretend we're somewhere on an island together. Oh, hello. Yes. Let's pretend there's something more than water in here. I love those glasses, right? I got these. Okay, listen. Very aesthetic, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. Aesthetically pleasing, right? KM Summer. That's kind of what I'm saying. I have a thing. I like making drinks. I used to be in the coffee business. I was a barista for many years, and I also bartended for a while. Still looks yummy, right? It is yummy. It gives that little kick. Like, I'm gonna be like, gives that little kick, like I'm a drink, connoisseur. But I was a drink connoisseur in the coffee business. I actually created menus for a company at one point, for a coffee company. And you know me, I'm intuitive, so I like having energy to things. Like, I want something to feel and look good. Is this music? Can you guys hear it? It's very low. It's very chill. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But I like to kind of have like a vibe, So even when I did my coffee drinks, I was very thorough. Hi Adela, you always have the best drinks in your videos and the best cups. Thank you, Lauren. I'm telling you, one day I'm gonna have like a combo of like drinks and and spirituality. It's kind of like potion-y for me. So I used to be in the coffee business, and I'm really good at making those drinks. And even if I make a drink like of any sort, I like the container and I want the whole like experience, you know what I mean? Because it kind of feels very soothing. So when I created my coffee drinks, I used to have like these crazy cool looking drinks, and I even created my own version of a Frappuccino, and people told me it was better than anything they taste because it was all fresh ingredients. I worked for Starbucks for years, and I can tell you they're not fresh ingredients. When I started with them back in the 90s, the best combo, right? Honestly. They used to be fresh ingredients when I started with them, but then, they started putting them in these pre-packaged. We used to brew the coffee fresh, mix the milk fresh, the flavoring fresh. Then they started boxing them. and putting algae in it so it would foam. So, and, but I mean, I drink, I don't know why I made a face because I've drank frappuccinos quite fine. Okay, so I got Lauren, I got you down for I got your payment. I'm gonna say that from now on. And she paid 10, so it's definitely an intuitive reading. So we're just like chit-chatting as we get like a list going. Yeah, so there's lots of secrets I know about Starbucks if you ever want to know. I've had kind of an interesting life. That's like when I worked at Subway for a first job, definitely not eating fresh. Exactly. Like their logo. Well, I was at Starbucks in the early 90s when it was like insane. Like we were the second store to open up in LA. It was like 92, 93, maybe 94. I might be wrong. It might be like 94, 93, 94. We were the first one to open up in LA, and we were the place to be seen. There was celebrities, and it was a different time. People were wanting to be seen with a Starbucks cup, and we did everything fresh. I've had different lives, guys. I don't need to believe in reincarnation because I've already had different lives here. I just learned how to make a Starbucks vanilla cold foam at home and so excited about it. You gotta have the foam. You gotta have the foam. See, those drinks did not exist. We didn't call it all those things. That's awesome. We didn't call it like cold foam. There was just a latte, cappuccino, macchiato, espresso, and yeah, that was it. There were like 4 or 5 drinks, and there was like three syrups. Like it was very basic, and I hit the bar, and we would pull all the espresso, and they had a Starbucks school that you would go to learn the drinks, and it was like a whole thing. I'm bougie with my coffee. That's not bougie. I'm just saying what you just described is basically just a latte. Cold latte with foam on it. That's my point. That's a cappuccino with foam on it. So what I'm saying is learn how to make a Starbucks vanilla cold foam is just basically a cold cappuccino with foam on it. I was going to say, I bet it was way simpler. It was 1,000 times simpler, but it was also way more work, labor intensive. Got you, TB. It was way more labor intensive because we did everything by hand. But gosh, there wasn't like these millions and millions of drinks, and we didn't have to wear these crazy like hats. I remember, let me tell you, I could tell you stories. It was crazy. I could tell you all the celebrities, and it was just a crazy time. And then I went from that, I wanted to do, I did bartending. I remember Starbucks was a big deal in the 90s. Yeah, people don't know. Like we would have lines, and you could come every day and you would see different celebrities in our lines. I love that you're talking about coffee when I join. Yeah, Leah, talking about the old G Starbucks days when I worked there. And people would come up and try to challenge you with their drinks. They would go decaf grande no foam latte, decaf grande no foam, one Splenda latte. Like they would just try to make them complicated. There were no names. Now everyone makes jokes about getting the names. Like we didn't do names. The cups, the front part with the Starbucks logo, that was considered a cappuccino. The letters was the latte. The seam on the side was a mocha, and you would put it towards you. So the cappuccino, the logo in front would go towards you, and if someone got a specialty, you would put the N, and we had all these codes, let's just say. I used to go in Ensenada's location. OTB was neighbors. I'm in Carlsbad. Oh, cool. And people didn't know how we did it. So we were the second store. Sherman Oaks was the first store, and we were the second store. And I remember our district manager said, "You guys have no idea how crazy it's going to get." And it was crazy. People used to come up to the bar and go, and watch us like it was a show. We would go Decaf Friday night and we would call it back. No one calls back drinks anymore. We used to, they would call the drink out to us. We would grab the cup and we would write it, and then we'd put it down in front of us and we would line them up, and we were like boom, 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 boom. And we would do like 100 people in a half hour. It was insane. And people used to like watch us. And I remember there was like I used to watch this show, and one of the actors on there saw me somewhere outside a Starbucks and was like, "Aren't you the Starbucks girl?" And he was like on a TV show, and I was like, I didn't recognize him at first, and I felt bad. I was like, why is he recognized? It was like that. It was crazy. They should do a documentary. I always say they should do a documentary, and they should absolutely have us OGs, because we will give you stories, crazy stories. Okay, that's enough. Anybody have any questions? I'm going to get started with Kaylee. So what we're doing is right here, as anyone coming in, I said to people, I'm changing the Starbucks girl. That's how it was, because it wasn't that many Starbucks, you guys. Like, we were like the second one, and I think we trained people to open up the Encino one or something. Like, they would come to our store. If you watch the show Bear, it reminds me how I remember the days. That's how crazy it was. We were like, who are you? You're new here. Like, it was fast-paced craziness. We would go to West Hollywood afterwards, watch a documentary. Right, Spooky Queen? I think they should do a documentary on it. They need to have us OGs, because we all still know each other. Like, it was such a crazy time. We bonded. We would kill ourselves all day, and then we would go party in West Hollywood when there was like only 2 clubs in at night, and that was the life. Work friend recommend telework job. I have some fear. Please give feedback. Okay, so we're gonna start our readings. I'm already loving that though, TB, I can tell you. Kaylee is going to get a medium reading. So I'm doing in the readings like this now. $10 for an intuitive reading, $15 for a medium reading. This way we can just like get through them, and we don't have to worry about time as much as I want to kind of more, not that I won't give you a good amount of time, but this way I can kind of do the reading in a efficient way and get everything I need to give you for in the reading, and then move to the next person. So I'm not sure if this is something you can do, but I had a miscarriage last August and would like to connect with my baby spirit. Yes, I can. And before I get started with Kelly, can anyone on this chat help me? The super chat won't let me select 10. It only lets me select $9.99. Yeah, don't worry about it. That's fine. Whatever it lets you, if it's a penny off, I don't care about that. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. I think TB did the same thing, so don't worry about that. Just do whatever. If it's $9.99, it's fine. I didn't know that. Maybe there's like a reason for it, but don't worry about it. Do the $9.99. You're fine. Okay, so I want to explain. So Kaylee, I want to explain before I do your reading. I want to explain how that works when a spirit baby is not being born, and usually they explain why, and that's how I read them. So in other words, yes, I do those readings, and I will ask the baby to kind of help me understand, and not help me understand, but explain what happened. And the difference is we can't get confirmation like you normally can. We will kind of, be able to kind of see a little bit if things kind of make sense, if that makes sense. meaning like we'll be able to kind of see like what they have to say and the experience, and maybe you'll be able to understand. So let's start with yours, okay? I'm just gonna get my, oops, I want to get this crystal for this reading. Rose quartz, more heart. Gonna put a little bit of oil here. If you guys use oil, put it on your third eye, put it on the back of your neck, because this is where you kind of like feel things. And I always put it on the two wrists. I kind of look at it as points of like, my wrist is like where my blood circulates. It's kind of like life points, if that makes sense. Energy points. Thank you, Dalen. Yes, it makes sense. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so Kelly, this is the first thing I'm going to tell you, and I'm so sorry to hear that happened. I just wanted to say that I realized I didn't acknowledge your experience. Many of us, including myself, have had that experience, and it's hard for people to sometimes understand how difficult it kind of is a pull on you in life. Okay. First of all, second of all, the person I see, the spirit I see, is absolutely a girl. I just felt it right away and see her right away. It feels like a girl, and I don't know. Sorry, I'm just trying to get a little bit comfortable. I don't know if you had a sensation or an intuition on it, but I feel like there's a little girl. Well, the first thing I hear from her is that things happened really fast, that she didn't stick around too long. And by the way, so for you to know, it's when it's a girl, it's in between. I mean, not when it's a girl. Spirits, baby spirits are in between the worlds. What I mean by that is they're not fully here. You know, they kind of float between the worlds until they're born, you know. And so I feel like when I see her, I felt it was a girl 100%. Okay. And I feel like when I see her, when I heard her, and this isn't always the case for everyone, she just wasn't ready. She wasn't ready to really come here. She wasn't sure if she wanted to come here. Now, not all baby spirits choose not to be here and then choose to like return. I just want to make it clear to everyone. Not all baby spirits decide, okay, I'm not going to be here, but I might return. Some just say, hey, I wanted that experience for a little bit, and then they don't return. But the first thing I heard from her is that she will return. Her energy's extremely like feisty, and when I see her, she has dark hair. I don't know what you look like, but she definitely has dark hair. And I want to say she's like a little like cheeky type of baby. I feel like what I hear her talking about is that you just weren't quite ready. She said that you were kind of stressed and things were kind of stressed for you in your life, and that you weren't quite ready for this. Not 100%. She said she's going to give you time to settle and get ready and prepared. Was this purposeful? You actually predicted my pregnancy and she was stubborn. Ah, okay. Okay. What, were you not prepared? Because she keeps saying like, I wasn't really prepared, or she wasn't really prepared, and I just need to kind of let her get things together. She's mostly talking about you, not her father. She's saying physically, she wants to make sure you're okay. I do see her wanting to return, and like I said, that's not always the case. It's not always the case that people, little spirits want to return, but this one sounds like she does. Okay, hold on. Yes, I have a hormone issue and I took fertility medication to get pregnant. Oh, okay. I felt ready. Okay. I think she's talking about your health, and she's saying your body. Maybe, see, this is where I think there's a different added thing that comes with this that people don't tend to probably think of, or maybe they wouldn't even believe, which is the spirit side. And the spirit side of things, not just the biological side. Does she give you a timeline of when she'll come back? Is I will check, is the fact that there is like a knowing from the spirit world that they know, okay, she's not ready for this. So she's saying, like, she knows that your body wasn't ready. She said it would have been a difficult time. It might have even pushed you in a difficult way. Hold on. 6 months? 6 months is what I hear. Yeah, I keep getting 6 months. What are they telling you as far as like how long you have to wait? I'm going to see if I can see it, because I'm getting from her 6 months. I know that doesn't, I wanted to really make sure, because I bet that seems like a long time for you. I'm only guessing. But yeah, what's 6 months from now? So this is, what month this is? This is August 1st, right? So it's September, October, November, December, January, February. I guess it's like February. But when she's saying 6 months, she's not saying, it's not saying that it's 6 months that you'll wait to conceive. Nobody's telling me how long I have to wait. Usually you have to wait a good like 8 weeks to start, I think, or 6 to 8 weeks. So that sounds about right. I have not been back to the doctor since the miscarriage. Okay. I keep hearing 6 months. I feel like in the meantime, what you got to do is kind of get your body strong. What she's showing me is that like you got all the right things and all the right medication and all the things you need, but it's more about like just normal everyday like health things, like, you know, exercise and eating right and sleeping right and being prepared. But I do feel like she's coming back. And connect to her. Connect to her, like talk to her. I always see it like create that connection. The miscarriage was last year. Okay. Ah, so have you been not trying ever since? If you haven't been trying ever since, maybe it's time. I was going to say you didn't know long, nobody told you how long you had to wait. Well, you only have to wait like, it depends on how far along you were. So I would say, I just keep hearing 6 months. I would say that it's time. And talk to her spirit, okay? Talk to her spirit. I'm telling you, because if you talk to her spirit, you'll hear something from her like, all right, let's go, Mom. All right, I'm good. You know what I mean? You'll feel it. And you'll feel more of a real, you won't be as scared, because my sense is you're just scared at this time. All right, thank you, Kylie. So, I tell her she needs to quit being stubborn. I have been trying, but I have hormone issues, so getting pregnant isn't easy. Okay. Yeah. That's okay. I understand. She keeps talking about changing the way you're eating, seeing a nutritionist, something about that. I don't know what that means, if that would work. Can you speak to the spirit of a baby that has yet to be born? Yes. That's what I'm saying. When you're trying to get pregnant, and you want to get pregnant, talk to the spirit of the baby, because it's not just the avatar physical body you're making. You want to connect to the actual essence of the child and you kind of create almost like a cord from you to the baby that you're kind of like, all right, let me pull this closer to me. Absolutely. Okay, so let's go to Lauren. Lauren's getting intuitive. So for those of you who are new, I'm an intuitive and medium. I'm doing intuitive and medium readings. And if you want to get a reading, here's like how you can do it. I'm doing $10 for a medium reading and 15 for I mean 15 for a medium reading and 10 for an intuitive. I'm doing it this way because last time it just wasn't fair for everybody, including me. You know, some people were donating one amount, some people were donating another and getting the same reading. That was helpful. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Hi Adela, would love some guidance on what my spiritual gifts might be and what can I do to better access them, strengthen them, and use them. Well, whenever it comes to that, Lauren, I like to kind of ask you, what are you experiencing? Because I know people always think like someone will look good and tell you. Never feel like someone's telling you, or accept the facts like this is your gift, that's your gift, because that's like trusting someone else. And a part of having gifts is trusting your own intuition, and that's where you have to start. So someone can't just tell you this is what your gifts are, is my point. It doesn't work that way. However, I can help guide you by you letting me know, what experiences have you had? Like, what do you feel like you relate to as experiences that you might have had? Which would be a way better way to start, because it's not me saying, oh, this is what you know, this is what's going on. So what experience do you think you've like had? Because that's kind of more the way it works. It doesn't like someone can tell you these are your gifts. I've always felt pretty intuitive. When I was younger, I felt I could hear things pretty intuitively. Hear things. What do you mean by hear things? But I haven't been able to access that in a while. Okay, so I think you mean like you kind of like feel like something comes to you, like you hear it. I think I know what you're saying. Okay. This is my feeling. My feeling about you is that there's a sensitivity, and the sensitivity is definitely, I feel like when I see you that you tune in through the heart, meaning like extremely compassionate, and you feel and sense people and what's going on. You know, that kind of thing. Got you, TB, for both. I feel like you kind of can feel people, and there's like a part of you that kind of even has a sensitivity to like people in the world or something like that, and kind of feel what's going on in the world. The way you get tuned into that is I get the sense that you turned it off. Just I feel things way too much. I was about to say, I feel like you turned it off because you feel like it's just overwhelming and it's too much. So the way to kind of get back to that is you got to learn boundaries, meaning like I feel like what you thought was that if you're sensitive to things, then you just kind of go around and you let yourself feel whatever you want to feel from people, and you just kind of keep yourself vulnerable in that way. That's not true. Just because you sense things and feel things from people doesn't mean it's your job to tune in and know what's going on with people. I always say to people that, you know, I don't just walk around tuning into people all the time. So you have to kind of see like a glass wall between you and other people. Like you see and you sense what's going on with people, but you don't absorb it. You don't take it in. You don't hold on to it for someone. So I feel like what's happening is that you sense things from people, and it kind of scared you, so you kind of turned it down. You don't turn it off when you have those sensitivities, but you can turn the volume down. So one of the ways to turn the volume back up is to like learn to put boundaries and to put something around it. So you're not like just walking around like an open vessel. My feeling is it's kind of more being in tune to people and feeling them and seeing them. But it's one of those things that you have to hone. And I always try to remind people that, like, you can have this raw intuition, and yours kind of feels more like people or healing, or I don't mean like physical healing or like even that you would be a healer, but I do feel like you're good at kind of helping people see, kind of mirror to them maybe what they're going through emotionally, and kind of help them, get some clarity. I would say pick up, and I don't say this very often because I like to teach people without tools, but I feel like tarot cards would be really great for you, because I feel like sorry, I'm not trying to be all like this, there's hair, literally hair everywhere. Okay, in my face. I feel like tools are good for you. Any kind of tools, because I feel like what happens is that you feel so much and you don't know how to harness it and you don't know how to focus it. So I feel like getting tarot cards, or even learning something cool like runes, and even I get the feeling from you there's something kind of old school or kind of old world. So even like learning how to read playing cards, you should kind of learn like some old school stuff. I think that'd be awesome. I love that. I've been using tarot for a while now, and they help me sometimes, but also can make things confusing. Yeah, the thing about tarot is that you don't need to like learn it verbatim. I just made my own shell rooms. Yeah, see, that's how I see you. I see you like, I feel like I want to walk up to to your little house, like on the road. Like, I feel like you're very old world. So, the thing about tarot cards is that, if you learn it with a book and you learn how to do it properly and all that stuff, um, it can get confusing because you're like, oh, this is what people say these cards mean. And there's some people who don't like the idea of intuitively using cards, but I don't understand how you can be a good card reader. Hey, CJ. I don't know if you can be how you can be a good card reader if you don't like have some intuition added to your card reading. So I would say like use the shell runes, use runes. I guess I'm definitely an old soul. Use the shell runes and use runes and see, I got makeup all over. Use playing cards. Learn playing cards. I feel like playing cards. Have you ever seen somebody read playing cards? It is awesome. I only have personally known a few people who are the real deal, where they actually, because the concept of cards, tarot cards, playing cards, all of it is that they're mirrors, right? And they're reflecting to you what, back to you. They're not like, it's not so much about the cards. And I think that's what you have to get into. You have to get an idea that the cards and the runes and all these things are just mirrors of what you already know. Like, you don't need the cards, but they help you to focus on. And then if you're reading someone, it helps them. So I would say continue with tools. Okay, I hope that helped. Okay, so TB, you're getting an intuitive reading. I guess okay, I read that already. TB, you're getting an intuitive reading, and then I saw you signed up for a medium reading. Let's do the intuitive reading first, and then I'm going to go to Tisha, and then I'll do your medium reading. I'll come back to you and do your medium reading after her, because I'm keeping the list in order. So for those of you who joined, Um, um, I am doing medium and intuitive readings. Thank you, Dale. That was super helpful. Good. Yeah, because, I think I used to be, we all grow and we all evolve and we all learn. And I used to be pretty stubborn about like wanting to teach people the way I do it. And I've gotten in the sense of like, oh no, I want you to kind of feel like you can like tap into this part of you and all that. But now I'm kind of like, every that may be true, but there are things that are very helpful to people, and for some people cards and tools are extremely helpful. I'm not one to teach people tarot card reading, because even when I played around with it way back in the day, I played around with it extremely intuitively. I did have a book I used to refer to, but I was like, I don't really, use the book that, I kind of started to realize I didn't need that. And then for me, I just didn't want to use cards. I played around them for a very short period of time in my life, like very short. And then I realized, I can see the things about the cards. But I think some people, by the way, I think this new real prices is fair. I think it's fair too, TB. The reason why is I did it this way is because donations were getting out of hand. And honestly, when I knew it would happen, because, it ain't my first rodeo. And when I used to do donations before, people took it for granted. And what happened is that there were people like doing, $5, $10. Some people were even doing $20, whatever. And then there was someone's like, here's 99 cents. And I'm like, it's not fair. It's not fair to everyone. And it's not really fair to me because I'm not out here with the hat in my hand taking tips, I just kind of did. I feel like there's nothing wrong with that, but I did that when I started off, and then I earned my stripes, and I'm a professional for 19 years now. So this way it's just cut and dry, right? I just like do the reading to where I know I've gotten what I needed to. I'm kind of keeping track of time, and everyone's getting like a fair reading. So I think it's fair. All right, TB, what's your question? So I have TB doing an intuitive reading, and then Tisha, $10.50 are great prices, totally fair and still an amazing deal. Thank you, CJ. Yeah, because I was telling people like I'm going to be at Mystic Museum this Saturday live, and those are a little more. They're $10, $20 for 10 minutes. But that's because they're in person. That's because I'm driving there, spending my gas back, doing an actual in-person reading, that kind of thing. And even that is cheaper than what I charge for like my readings. So I kind of like take it, I take that all into consideration. But mostly at the end of the day, I'm always going to give all of myself in these readings, that's who I am. Like I want to give you the best of me. And honestly, I did not feel like that when I was doing the donations. I felt like I was rushing through them and feeling a little irritated that people were taking advantage. And now I feel like it's like keeping the energy clean. Friends recommend telework job. I have some fear. Please give feedback. Looking to make some changes. Finally. This is my happy dance for TB. Finally, Tanaya. Okay. First of all, I'm going to agree with this because she knows I've read her enough that she knows that I believe changes are needed, first of all. So absolutely feel that this is awesome. Telework, absolutely. And I think we talked about this in a reading I did for you recently, telework. Am I correct about that? I'm pretty sure we talked about you doing telework, right? First of all, why are we saying telework? It's remote working. Tanaya, this is not 1995. Why are you using the term telework? Okay, is this playing the same song over and over? I just realized this. This is irritating me. I don't know what's happening. Okay. I absolutely feel that this is awesome. This checks all the boxes and the things that you need to do with your life. I also give starting part-time, possibly full-time if it meets the needs of my family. Of your family? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is great. Your job calls it telework. I'm not surprised because I know they're a little behind times. I know her job. Yeah, I feel like this is awesome. This is what I see. I see that if you start working remotely part-time, it will grow into full-time. Always makes me laugh when you're reading people. Thank you, CJ. Because I'm like, Tanaya, like I'm just like, my hair is bothering me. Do you guys notice? I'm like, hair, behave. Tanaya, absolutely. This is my sense. I'm going to give you some timelines. I feel like if you start looking for something remote, working, then I feel like in the next 4 months, I can absolutely see this moving quickly. Meaning like I can see you getting something in the next 4 months. So this would kind of take you to like the fall, right? This is August, September, October, November. Yeah, about the fall. So I feel like by the fall, life could be very different and can change. And absolutely something you can do full time. This is like a go, green light ahead for sure. I would definitely be ideal if I have children. I would love to stay a child. Just saying. Child. Just what I see. Not to be like a jerk or anything. Okay. It would definitely be ideal if I would like to stay at home. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I don't see any reason because I feel like you have the experience. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have the life, the experience in this type of work. So the other thing I just wanted to say, sorry, I was like pausing to make sure I like I'm seeing everybody on the list and everything and keeping up with it. But I actually feel like my friend loves it. I'm telling you, didn't I not? Did I not tell you this in the last time I saw her at Mystic Museum? Did I not tell you this at Mystic Museum? I have been pushing you for change for as long as I can remember. And yay, finally she's doing it. She's finally doing it. I feel like things could change in 4 months. For sure. Yes. This is all yeses. I just want to give you a timeline so you feel good about it. This is awesome. This is going to change everything. This is going to for sure change everything. This is good. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Last thing I wanted to say to you that's important. I could see you consulting as well, like it being kind of like a side kind of gig, a side type thing, for sure. I can see you consulting easily. And what I mean by that, because I know what you do, I don't know if you wanted me to put on blast what you do, so I'm not saying anything. Not that it's not a big secret, but you know, she didn't mention it, so I like to be respectful of people. Boundaries and such, but you know, for the experience you have and the things you do, because I do see that world and that field changing quite a bit and moving in different directions and other things, you know, stemming from that. I feel like this is going to be a consulting type work will come from that as well. So this is a great road to get on. Do it. I'm looking in the camera. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. All right. So I'm going to go with Tisha next. Ash. Okay, Ash, I have you unlocked. Oh, good. Thank you for asking the question in the chat. Okay, cool. So I'm going to do Tisha next, and then TB will do. I know what you wanted me to do. It sounds because you asked the question you asked. So I'm doing intuitive readings for 10. Apparently, Super Chat makes you do $9.99. That's totally fine. I think everyone gets it. Oop, it looks like blood, but it's actually makeup. And that's totally fine. I think everyone gets what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and do Tisha. Tisha's going to let me know her question and what she would like. I'm writing the list, and when you pay for your reading, I'm putting next to it, an I or an M, and then when you comes down to your reading, she, her. I'm feeling lost. I'm looking for direction in my life. I feel like I'm stagnant in a personal level. Okay. All right, let me take a look. What's going on? Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. Please let me know your pronouns when you ask for your reading so I can know what to refer you to as. Tisha, it's kind of interesting when I connect and look at you. I keep hearing the same term. It's almost like you're looking through the looking glass. You know what I mean? Like Alice in Wonderland, who's like, you're looking and you feel like you see something magical beyond, this other place. There's this other place and you can see it and you're drawn to it. I know that sounds kind of strange. My pronouns, okay, sure. And I know that it may sound strange, but I kind of feel like you're looking through this looking glass. I feel like there's something about you that kind of doesn't always connect to this world. It's hard. It's almost like this world is more challenging for you because there's a part of you that's very connected to life almost through this, I want to say almost through this magical way. In other words, you want to believe in things work out, people are good. And I feel like what's going on is that the world's kind of in this dark place right now, and it feels like it's crushing you. I feel like you're not a person who does well with all those kind of dark, the heaviness of the world today. So I feel like it's when I see you, it's more about that you need to get back to what ticks with you. I kind of see you trying to push yourself into a place that makes most sense, meaning you're like, oh, this is what I should be doing. This is what people tell me. I see you listening to a bunch of other people and not trusting your own self anymore. Hold on. I want to see something. Overactive imagination. I don't think it's an overactive imagination. I feel like you're extremely intuitive and you're very much tuned into the ether world. So I would say being able to do something creative is more who you are. Imaginative is a good word, but imaginative is connecting to the ether world and to the other realm. So I feel dive deeper into that. I have this weird vision, and it may sound strange, but I'm seeing conventions like Comic-Con or cosplay, or I don't know. I feel like you got to find your way into the freaky deaky world in a good way. What I mean by freaky deaky is people who are more creative, who kind of think outside the box. I don't feel like you're ever going to be happy forcing yourself in the normal boxes. Does that make any sense to you? I don't know if that makes sense. Because I feel like you're trying to kind of push yourself into being into what people, maybe your family or other people have told you is like the place you're supposed to be. And I feel like that's the problem. We do all those for fun. Yeah, you need to make this a business. It needs to become more your work. That's what I'm saying to you. You need to find a way to make a living. And believe me, yes, that makes sense. Okay. If there's a way to make a living out of it, if there's something you're into, there is some way to turn it into something more. I'm telling you, there's always a way. So I feel like you have to make it into, you got to kind of find a way to make this into something more. I don't have any of my own people who like what I do. You got to get new people. Like those people aren't living your journey. What I mean by that is sometimes we don't trust being our true self, but you got to, because these people have these ideas, but you got to remember people have chosen their own path. I just feel like I want to set you free because I feel like you're not free. I got you, Crystal. And I feel like just like setting you free is important. So I definitely feel like you have to get set free. Trust me. Follow the rabbit down the rabbit hole. Go through the looking glass. Trust yourself. And you got to stop listening to people who are telling you what you're supposed to be doing. They have chosen their life. They're living their life. It's time for you to do your own. I'm telling you, I feel like it would work. That's true. It's hard to go out on my own. I know. But you gotta start pushing because this is the beginning of your path. Honestly, I'm going to leave you with this, Tisha. You are more at the beginning of your path than you think you are. Like this is you really starting your path for the first time. You are for the first time actually starting your path because you're first time really following the trueness of who you are. If you start listening to your true self, you're going to find your way towards it. So this is kind of at this time, at this moment in time in your path is more about discovery and acceptance. All right. Okay, TB. All right, guys. If you have any questions, any in-between questions, spiritual questions, you're welcome. I think this is good for you. I think this is a breakthrough for you because this is the first time I feel like I've seen you really try to like look and see who you are and maybe start to kind of accept those things. And I think it's a beginning. If I was a tarot card reader, I'm pretty positive I would get whatever card equates new beginnings. How often do you go live and do readings? I think I'm going to do them twice a month. I'm kind of feeling like every 2 weeks is a good time because I don't want to do them every week because I read so much. It's maybe weird, but is there such thing as languages in the spirit world? Not weird. People ask that all the time. And no, because there is only telepathic communication, meaning like telepathic communication does not need language. Telepathic communication is giving senses and knowings and feelings, and it's like a knowing. So you don't really need an actual like language. To me, even when I was little, I used to say to people, it's just like talking in language is like annoying because it takes forever. It drags out. And in telepathic communication, it's just like you just get it all like at once, and it just, you have a knowing. Do you believe in soul contracts? Absolutely not. people who have the idea of soul contracts is the idea that you got to understand a lot of people limit, and that's like a good TikTok video. Thank you, Kylie. I'm going to put this on my list of TikTok videos I need to do. Um, soul contracts. Um, people often like make spirituality amazing. Love that. Thank you. People make the idea of spirituality, they kind of like compare it to like, this world. You know what I mean? So everyone always kind of makes it like here, like we all are at this place, and then you have to meet someone. They make it very like end and beginning, and also like, this is like, this is the, like, there's an end and beginning, and there's always like some price you have to pay to live your life. There's always something you have to sacrifice or give up. And that's very, to me, religious and very oppressive way of teaching people. I think that's ingrained in us because we've been taught this, oppressive way for so long. And soul contracts is kind of making people give this idea that you can't just live your life freely. There must be something you have to do to pay the price for it. There must be some kind of organization to this. That's kind of saying like you have to. The way I always see it is that in this other world where we are home, where we all come from, where we all return, we know each other and we choose to go, hey, we're probably going to meet up with each other on that earth. I'm not sure how. It depends on your decisions and the things you do. And it depends on my decisions and the things we do on like where are these paths going to happen. It may like we may cross paths only like, I'm working at Starbucks and I hand you a coffee. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the only time. Or maybe we do and then we reconnect because every decision has a reaction. Every decision kind of that you make has a domino effect. So this whole concept of just donate at PayPal. Okay. Oh, you paid at PayPal. Okay, sure. People who who believe in soul contracts to me are kind of like okay, I gotcha. I'm going to put spooky even though you have a different name. I'm going to honor this name. People believe in soul contracts to me believe in preset, preordained, preset futures. You know what I mean? Like the future is already kind of laid out. And I do not believe in that. I've always heard that we choose our life, parents, etc., pre-birth, but once we are here, we're free will. Interesting concepts. Yeah, we don't choose our life and we don't choose our parents. We have the cliff notes. It's like, here's parents that can teach you ABC. You can even see and go like, this parent's a mess. But kind of look at it like this, and I'm going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to get to TB's reading. Look at it like this. Let's say, no worries, I'm fine with whatever. Well, you pay $10, so that's an intuitive reading. So that's why I'm putting you on as an intuitive reading. $15 is for a medium reading. Okay, so look at it like this. Let's say, you look at the person and you go, okay, that person is a mess. I'm going to be born to them. I think they're going to be like, maybe they have a choice to change. They have a choice to grow. And maybe once I come into their life, they'll grow and they'll change. Now you have to look at this. When you're in this other realm where you have no limit to time and space, you have no limit to, you are not going through the pains of the earthly realm. You're not trying to survive. You're not trying to put clothes on so you don't freeze to death. You're not surviving the elements. We're surviving. We're learning to live despite surviving this earthly realm. So, and all that kind of stuff. So in this world, that's what we're doing. In that world, we're kind of feeling comfortable. So kind of look at it like if you're watching Survivor on your couch, right? You're like, well, I would just do this and I would just do that and I would just do this and I would just do that. Or something. Or I watched a show called Alone, where people who are, survivalists compete for $1 million to be out alone with they have to film themselves and they have to hunt their own food and the whole thing. We can have all ideas of what we would do and not do. But just like anything in life, when you're actually in it, you're like, well, once I'm actually living it, it's a whole different scenario. You're going through a whole different thing. And the decisions you make keep affecting other things, right? And you don't have a clear view of everything. And we're sitting here watching. Matter of fact, I'm going to use this to explain. We're watching from home and we have a clear view of everything. And that's how the other realm is like. It's like, well, just do this and that. And it's like, you haven't lived on that earth. You don't know what it's like, right? So now you're born. And you're born to this family and you're like, okay, from there, all I know is the cliff notes. I was going to learn how to be stronger and I was going to learn this. And I knew it was like going to be difficult, but hopefully they'll grow and they'll evolve and they'll change. And parents have a choice to do this or not. And children are hope to help you bring that to you or not. And so we have a very, very limited understanding of what we're stepping into. And that's why the choices we make, to me, are free will, and they're beyond free will. We are setting the directions of our past. So to me, soul contracts and all these things people have, it's just wanting to believe that there's something already set up. It's kind of an easy way out. It's like, oh, well, I made this decision to be with this person who's terrible for me because I had a soul contract. And as someone who's done this, and I don't know about you, has chosen the wrong partner in my past, my past and when I'm younger and other times, that was me. That was different decisions I made. Those were lessons I need to go through. You know what I mean? And that's what makes sense to me. Like, I think a lot of these things are ways people get out of decisions and not taking responsibility. It's not to beat yourself up about, but you're here to learn and grow and go like, well, why did I do that crazy thing? That kind of thing. All right, TB, do you want me to connect to your, to the baby spirit? Is that what this is about? Tanaya, is that what you're going for? So after Tanaya, then I'm going to do Ash. I'm going to read Ash. Is that what this is about? Tanaya, is she still here? She might have jumped off for a little bit. I'm going to give her a chance to come back. Yep, okay. All right, let me take a look. Hold on. So Tanaya is on the baby making journey for everybody, if she doesn't mind me telling people, obviously, because I'm reading her. Tanaya, I see a boy. I see a baby boy. It's just really cute because this is what I hear. What I hear from him is, speaking of children and baby spirits and what they can do for us, is more about healing your heart. Like, he is a very lovey-dovey child. His spirit is very loving. And I feel like what I hear him saying is that he's just waiting for you to be in, to get everything settled. And it's not even your health. Baby deaths to you, TV. Thank you. It's not even your health, honestly. I thought he was going to say that, and I am wrong. He is saying that he's waiting for, it's like what you were asking earlier about your work and stuff. He's saying, I'm waiting for things to be easier for her. I can tell you, TB, I'm not sure 100% if this baby is a baby you're giving birth or if it's a baby that you would adopt or what. I'm just saying I'm not 100% because he's not talking about that. I do see him seeing you as his mother, either way, period. But what I hear him saying is that he's waiting for you to be in a place where things are easier for you, where things are not so hard on you. Yeah, I feel like that seems to be kind of like the theme. Um, this is more about helping you. And I feel like even you contemplating having a baby and doing all the efforts and the things you're going to do is definitely him. Um, it's kind of like he's a part of this journey. Like he's kind of like, this is good. Not only will it be for the baby, but it's good for you. Like this is to change your life. He's coming in to help you change your life. When I see him, he's very loving. You gotta protect this little soul, because he's a very trusting, open-hearted, and I feel like that's what you're gonna need. It's gonna help you heal. Having this like open-hearted, very like when I see him, he's like the type that's like gets excited like about everything. You ever seen those babies like, wow, this is amazing, everything's amazing. Like I just see him like excited to be here. So I don't know, I feel like it's interesting. This is going to be interesting. Because like I said, I can't say, because he didn't like talk about, sorry, that's my lipstick, everybody, don't think I'm bleeding. He didn't talk about your health per se. He's not talking about like, oh, my mom needs to get into like the journey is definitely making me right. Yeah, I feel like he's all about it. He's all about like helping you like change your life. It's interesting. It's very sweet. It's very loving. And I kind of had that vibe last time when I saw you. Like I had more of a vibe of like, this something's going to happen with this. And if, like I said, if it isn't the physical, it doesn't matter, because it definitely feels like a baby wants, you to mother him. So this is what I would say. Talk to the baby spirit. Connect to the baby spirit. You know what I mean? Like start talking to him. Start making a connection. Start like when you're like shopping, when you're like cleaning up your house, when you're like wondering what you should do for this job, go like this would be good for you. Like start feeling his spirit. I just see a boy. I just see a boy. Do I see a timeline for her? I don't see a timeline because it's not clear to me if this is going to be physically through you or not. So I don't want to say, oh, this is a timeline of you giving birth or something like that. Because hers is a little complicated, and honestly, I feel like it's blurry, because it may be like you deciding, oh, I want to go about this in a different way. Maybe I want to adopt or something. So I feel like we're not quite, you haven't decided yet because you don't know yet. You know what I mean? And I don't want to influence that decision, and I'm not allowed to, because I'm not allowed to see that for her. It's a little different. Meaning like I don't want to influence like, oh, she's decided like, it's in, how put it this way, you're in the timeline now. Like whenever the futures are already happening, if like we're in the current, it's a little different. Then I'm not looking down into the future, because we're actually living. We're in the current moment. All right, so, but I appreciate Callie, and that is probably something just for the future reference. Let the person ask for their own reading. I know you're trying to help her, but let her. I'm thinking of birth and adoption. Exactly. So I know you're trying to help her, but just future reference, let people ask their own questions, because you don't know what someone really wants to know or not know. And I like to make people responsible for their own readings. And so yeah, I feel like we're in the throes of it. We're in the thick, like we are in the future. Like we're not looking to the future, Tanaya. We already in it. So that's why whenever it's in flux, just so everyone knows the way the future works, then you can't look down and see what's happening because she's in it now. Okay, Ash, I'm gonna look at Ash's. So I don't know. I feel really good. I feel really good about things for you today, TV. I feel good. Okay, Ash, I saw your question. I'm gonna read it out loud. Hi, Adela. I'm going through a stressful time financially, and I'm also I'll be moving soon. I'm feeling overwhelmed and unsure what I should focus my energy on. I totally know that she's fine with it. Thanks, Kelly. I forgot to ask about timeline, but I like to just keep it organized and remember when someone's getting a reading, let them be the person. But totally think it was awesome that you cared and wanted to help her out. Yeah, I feel good too. Okay, Ash, let me take a look. Hold on. This music is irritating me. Sorry. I need to like change it. Change it up, guys. Thank you. I feel good too, but I understand. Thank you. Yeah, I feel good. You know what, Ash? When I look at you, I think you're asking if you should focus on moving or if you should start focusing on something else. I guess what I see is that I feel like you should definitely. I feel like the moving situation is actually better than you think, meaning like this is a good thing for you, because I definitely see the stress and everything you're having to deal with. It looks kind of chaotic. Everything looks like it's kind of all over the place. However, I do feel like what it's doing is it's pushing you into a new environment. That's the best way I could describe it. Like, I feel like up to now things have been extremely chaotic, and there's other people in your life who are making it chaotic. Were you living with someone? Because I feel like what I see is that like you're like moving away from the situation. You're moving away from people, from people who are causing these problems or something. Because I feel like the move is actually turning out to be better for you, for your mental health and everything else. So it doesn't look negative. It looks positive. As far as the financial part, and when you're asking like, should you be like focusing on something else? I think that's what you said. I just want to reread what you said. And I'm sure where I should focus my energy. I feel like the energy should be focused completely on your moving, like meaning like getting settled, getting in the right direction, that getting in this new environment. It sounds kind of weird, but I feel like you need like stability is the best way I could describe. Like even the move, I feel like it may not be like a happening crazy like city. I don't know. I feel like there's something about this move is, I don't know why I felt like I saw you kind of a more either a rural area or suburb area. I'm not sure. I was trying to see it, but it feels like things are calmer. And so once it's calmed down, then you'll be able to focus more on what, your work and stuff. I don't know if this makes any sense. I don't know if you're still there, if you disappeared, what's going on or anything. But yeah. So I wanted to see if it made any sense to you. I feel, wow, yes, I'm moving away from the apartment I shared with an ex that cheated. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. I like it. I like it. I don't like that he cheated on you. I don't like your ex cheated on you, but I like the fact that we're moving into, you're moving into a better, environment, because that's what I felt like. I felt like this is actually, it's been chaotic. It's almost like, I want to say, this is going to sound really strange, Ash, but like I even got like a dirty smell. Like he is he, I think, um, um, feels like kind of dark, or like, kind of like somebody who's just like not good energy wise. So I feel like this move is like, it's like you're getting out of chaos. It's like being around someone, you know what I mean? Like the Charlie Brown character that has like all the dirt coming up and stuff. Like they're just chaotic, and that's how I saw this person. Like I just felt like this environment you're in has been chaotic. There's always some problems with them. That kind of person. Oh, I'm still reading Ash. That's okay. That's okay. You didn't have to retract it, Crystal. um, but you know what I mean? Like when somebody's like, yeah, I feel like it's like being around someone. There's always like a problem. Oh, I forgot to pay this. Oh, I forgot we didn't have gas. Oh, and I'll get to you, like, and I feel like I don't like this person's energy. So when you move, cleanse yourself, cleanse your new space. Are you going to go live with family or something? Or because I feel like I saw you moving into a much more quieter area, or suburban area or something. This is a time for healing. This is a time where you'll be able to heal from the situation. This is a time where you kind of got to reevaluate, lick your wounds, take your time. It feels like good. It feels like you can breathe. It feels like a time where you can finally like start to get into the light again. It's going to be good. I know it doesn't feel good right now, and you are broke and you're like, you have to start over, but this person was sucking everything from your life. I have to say, I'm a pretty fair reader, and when it comes to matters of the heart, I always like to look at both sides. What I mean by that is I look and I see, like, is there something you're doing in this relationship? Like, what's your side on it? And this time, Ash, I don't see a lot of good from that person. So, time to go. Bye-bye, Felicia. That's how I see it. I don't have a good feeling. And I feel like that's why I even got like a weird smell. Like doing you dirty. I hope that makes sense. Let me know. I'm going to do, Crystal, go ahead and put your question up again. And after Crystal, it's going to be Spooky. And I think that will end. Well, I don't want to say readings closed because I want people to, oops. I don't want people to think I'm not quite closed yet. So that was wrong. Let's go with TB. What? Not a weird smell. Yeah, go ahead and Crystal put your question. Yeah, sometimes like I can get smells and stuff, and it's kind of happening in intuitive readings more. It usually only happens in medium readings, but lately I've been getting smells and tastes now in intuitive readings where I even kind of smell the energy of this person. And I just want to leave you with this, Ash. I see like in 2 months, I feel like you'll get a little job, and you're like, listen, life's got to be okay. So I have the choice of moving into with someone I'm currently dating, we've been friends for years, or with family. 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 Family, Ash. Family. That's why I knew there was something. I was like, I'm not sure. I kind of see a city. Am I wrong? No, family. Let me tell you something. This person, like, you can't be in a place. You need time to like get things together, to heal, to be like, you don't want to jump right in with someone you're dating. You need time to kind of get like a little job, very low key, something that doesn't take a lot of your energy, doesn't drain you, and all that isn't a big deal. Get a little money coming in, heal yourself, kind of get like simplify life where you don't have stress. You jumping in to live with that person, then you're sharing rent and this. It's going to get chaotic. I promise you, it will get chaotic. I feel like move in with family. 2 months, you'll be kind of in a better place. 6 months from now, you'll be even a better place, and then reevaluate with the new love. Okay? Okay. That's what I see. All right, Crystal, you're next. Go ahead and bring back that question. Bring back that question, girl. I saw it pop up. I hope that helped. I'm not giving, I think today's the last day I have the 50% off the readings for 50. I forgot to announce it, and nobody's going to watch this at the end, so I'm telling you guys since you're in here now. She, her, intuitive, I moved a few months ago, and things are rough. I feel like I maybe make a mistake. Should I be more patient and see it through to stick to my usual timeline and move in maybe 2 years? Wait. I moved a few months ago and things are rough. I feel like maybe I made a mistake. Should I be more patient and see it through or stick to my usual timeline and move? Okay, good question. A lot of moving ones today, right now, I mean. Okay, hold on. You know what, Crystal? I feel like what I see is that it's almost like where you're kind of feeling lonely. And Ash, you can throw in the comments if that made sense and that helped, and kind of let me know, what you're feeling about it. I feel like when I see Crystal, it kind of feels like, when you feel kind of lonely, like you're in a new place and you feel kind of lonely, and things are feeling kind of like I don't know, like you're kind of like, did I make the right decision? Things aren't popping off as quickly as I thought. There's kind of like a lonely vibe, but I also saw beauty. I was remote viewing. Do you have a house with this great porch? Because I kind of saw like a lot of room. Or am I getting the wrong, or am I looking into your future? Because I felt like the feeling I got, like you're happy. This is almost like the place you love, but I kept getting like a strange, like lonely feeling. Thank you, much appreciate. You welcome. Kind of, that's what I felt. I felt like it almost looked and felt that was more the problem. I feel super lonely here. Yes, that's what I felt like. Are you living in a house that has like this great, like kind of like there's people are far away from you almost? Let me put it this way. I feel like you should wait it out. I don't feel like you have to give yourself the timeline of 2 years. I think you need to just kind of chill on these exact things. But I feel like this place feels really good for you. I feel like you needed to be in this space, but it's just, it feels rough because you feeling like a little lost in a new area. I get the feeling change is extremely hard for you. Change isn't something you tend to do very easily. And so now you're doubting, like, oh, I made this big change, and why did I do it? But there's something about this move feels really comforting and needed. Let me know if you have like this kind of cool porch and there's a lot of land. I wanted to move here but things are slow. That's what it felt felt that's what I was gonna say. I felt like I'm like in this like I don't know. I don't think if it's literal, but it's like when you're in the rocking chair, you're like, okay, wow, yeah, yeah. This is a bad idea. That's what I feel. That's what I feel like when I'm you. Like you're like, should I have done this? I don't know. I don't feel like it's bad. I feel like it's just different. And it's almost going to take a minute to like kind of get into the groove. However, I would say that you need to leave sometimes and go visit other places and kind of go somewhere that kind of like, you get that fix that you need because I don't know why, but I saw it kind of more rural. But maybe just like, that kind of thing. But maybe you sometimes need to go somewhere and get a fix. You will start to kind of find what what you can be doing there, where your people are, what feels more comfortable. That will start to happen. I don't have it. I just feel like you got to have a little patience. And maybe kind of get things going by like I said, going out of there, not always being there, like going, like maybe going to another area, kind of make it more adventurous. Like, I'm going to go discover, like, what's here. Like, as somebody, this is just Adela talking, not as the Adela, not the reader. I'm still in my apartment, but my dreams is not to have neighbors. Okay. I was going to say, I feel like, I didn't know if this was like symbolic, the future. I do feel like you will have a house. I do see that. But I feel like it's kind of like you got to approach this, and this is Adela, the person. I'm someone in my past. I haven't moved in a long time, and that is weird for me because in my past I was a nomad. I moved all over the time, all over the place. And the one thing I learned from moving is that as soon as you move someplace, you go, okay, where's this, where's that, or let me go on little adventures, so discovery. I feel like you have to approach it more from a fun way and not from a fearful way. Like, okay, let me get to know this place, let me find people, let me kind of go on an adventure, go, oh, I've heard of this place, let me go check it out, even if it's by myself. You know what I mean? Okay. Let me know what you think, and I'm going to read Spooky. Spooky is my last reading. Let me know what you want me to look at, Spooky. I want to see if Crystal is going to like respond to what I said. If you're talking about work slow or life slow, but I kind of saw it as both. All right, Spooky, what's your question? I can look and see if you wrote it. The job I have right now, I've been working there. Fontaine, readings are closed. I closed the readings, girl. Did you see that? Did I not announce that? I'll read you, but just so everyone knows, readings are closed after Fontaine. Maybe I didn't announce it, but readings were closed. The job I have right now, I have been working there for a while. It'll be 5 years actually this November. I'm only part-time, and I've been since day one. Oh, interesting. Time to venture out. Thank you for definitely need to hear this. Time to venture out. Oh, I'm mixing that with Crystal and Spooky. Okay, Spooky. The job right now, I've been working there for a while. It'll be 5 years actually in this November. I'm only part-time, and I've been there since day one. Okay, let me take a look. I want to be full-time, and I've been told that they are trying to make it happen, but I feel like it's taking so long to happen. Do you see the timeline on what and if that could happen? Okay. I'm going to check them out. Hold on. I'm going to remote view them. Okay, this is what I feel. And Crystal, just so you know, I think the house I saw is a future. Okay. Um, I feel like when I see them spooky, the first thing I feel like I see is, yeah, I don't think they're telling you. I think they want to hold on to you. They love you. That's all great. That's all positive. They love you. They love you working there. They don't want to let you go, yada, 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 right? The negative to that is that they are kind of not telling you the truth. It's kind of like when you're like, I don't want to, you're like, oh, I don't want to lose her. I don't want her to leave us. It's like when people are kind of like holding on. We're getting a new director later this month, so maybe there'll be some changes in different departments. Yeah, I kind of feel like they're telling you what, it's like they're making promises they don't know if they can keep. In other words, they don't want you to leave. They want to hold on to you. Um, um, you know, um, so they want to hold on to you and all that kind of stuff. And so they're kind of like looking at it like, uh, uh, like, let's keep her, let's tell her, they're not lying to you. I don't want you to see it as like a lie. They don't want to they don't want you to leave. So when someone's like, don't worry about it, we'll work it out, we'll figure it out, we'll figure something out, don't worry about it, we'll figure it out, you know, it'll be okay, everything will be all right, that kind of thing. Like, we'll figure it out, we'll make it work, we'll make it happen, that kind of thing. But I honestly feel like they don't know. I feel like it's way disorganized, it's way crazy. So this is what I would say, and this is kind of a big deal, meaning like this would be a big move. I would say that you have to tell them, like, listen, I need to know by in the next 3 months, by September, by October, let's say. And if you guys aren't knowing for sure, then I can't be here. You have to give them the timeline, because I feel like you've been super cool about everything. You've been chill about everything, and they've kind of taken it for granted. And they're not jerks. They're not like taking you for granted because they're trying to be mean. They just like you, and they don't have things organized, and they don't have like, they don't have the capability. They're not withholding promoting you because they have any weird agenda or anything. They're just disorganized and they don't have their shit together. So you have to say, listen, you got to put the boundaries down. I need to know in 3 months, or I'm going to have to start looking somewhere else. If you do that, and remember I said everything we do kind of affects like a domino effect. If you do that, then yes, I see that they'll be like, oh shit, and they don't want to lose you. So they'll kind of get their stuff together and kind of trying to figure out how to make this happen. I feel like you should just start looking just in case around like September. I wouldn't do it now. You can see what's out there, in their field, and see what you see. But I feel like around September would be a great time to start looking and seeing. What is it you do? Do you mind if I ask? But I feel like if you gave them the timeline, they would go, okay, we better figure it out because we're going to lose her, and we don't want to lose her. I definitely don't see they want to lose you. I definitely don't see them as like bad people trying to trick you. They just are extremely not good at business. They aren't running things well. So they're just kind of like telling you, like, they're just kind of all over the place. Yeah, I could see things being disorganized for sure. I get that feeling, and two, it sucks because I don't want to leave. You don't have to leave. You have to, I know, but you're giving them too much room. I work in a museum. Oh yeah, that's the feeling. That totally makes sense, because I felt like they're kind of like quirky people, you know what I mean? Like, they're cool people and they're quirky people, and I can see why you like it there. So I'm just saying to you, like, you're just being too understanding. I love my coworkers, and yeah, you just have to say, listen, I love it here. I love working here. I don't want to leave, but I really need more hours, and I can't just work like part-time forever. So I need to know something by October. The reason why I'm saying October is because I definitely see they're going to have a lot of things ironed out by October. But sometimes you have to kind of, push something. Like sometimes people just forget because you get like kind of under, you know what I mean? It's kind of like paperwork, it got like lost in the pile of crap they have. So sometimes if you are the one that like, yo, listen, you got to kind of make up your mind and figure out what's going on. They're like, oh, hey, you know what, we're so sorry, we had like so much stuff going on, you're right, we this got kind of lost in the shuffle. Okay, let's sit down Monday at this time and we're going to figure out. That's how I see it happening. So I feel like you can definitely stay, but you can't leave it up to them. Got it? Got it? Okay. All right. So Fontaine, I wasn't doing another reading because I really needed to go. If you have a quick question, I'm happy to quickly look at that for you. Does that make sense, Spooky? What's your question, Fontaine? Does that make sense? Okay, Fontaine. Is Fontaine still here? I'm going to give you a few minutes, and if I don't hear from you soon, then I'll just have you on the list for next time. You'll be the first. Gotcha. I know what you mean. Got to put a bug in the ear everyone in a while so they get the hint and remember. No, dear, more than a bug and more than a hint. You got to be very clear. Adele, I appreciate you taking your time to come and hang out with us and give us your guidance. You rock. Oh, thank you. I also donated, but I'm happy to take a rain check. Yes. Yes, I did, but you didn't see that I had readings closed and I gotta go. So I'll put you on the list for next time, and make sure if you come in here, make sure you say and remind me. I'm writing it down right now, or I'm typing it, putting it here. For readings next time. Got it. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Yes. So thank you guys for joining. I really liked this way. I told you guys when I started this that I would tweak, because I've done this enough times in my life that I know that when you do something, you kind of learn what works, you kind of learn what doesn't work, and you tweak as you go along. I absolutely knew that I did donations before, and I absolutely knew that donations not get fair. They don't get fair for everybody who's donating, and it doesn't get fair for me because there's always people who kind of take it for granted. So this way we keep the boundaries, we keep it fair. I can kind of be more fluid, do the readings without feeling like pressured and rushed, and give more quality readings and such, and everybody wins in this way. At least that's how I see it. So I hope you guys see it this way. Thank you guys for joining me. I post stuff on my Instagram, on TikTok. I did a really good video you should check out on here, where I had a guest on that was helping with anxiety, and she was talking about art therapy. And on my Patreon, she did an awesome display of that. If you're on my Patreon, check that out. See you soon. Great reading. Super fun. Thank you, CJ. I'll be at Mystic Museum in Burbank. And last time I was there, I was slammed nonstop. So we'll see. how that goes this time, but there is a sign up sheet and I'll be doing live readings there, which I'm also doing twice a month. So you guys, I'm trying to put it all out, but I have many pots on the stove cooking for you guys. I think today's the last day to take advantage of the code 50% off. And after that, it will no longer be. Thank you guys so much. Follow yourself, follow no one, listen to your inner voice, and I'll see you guys soon. See you soon.